All right, so I wanted to shoot a quick video because I get asked questions all the time. I've given a couple of speeches and I've said, have you considered real estate for a college fund? Have you considered doing that? And I get a lot of questions on how does that work? Exactly how does that work? It's one of the podcasts I recorded. Gosh, I recorded that probably a year and a half ago. And it seemed to be pretty popular. So I just wanted to show you what we were looking at. What are you possibly looking at? How real estate could play probably the best college fund out there. So here's a property that I analyzed for a customer of mine. I'm going to do this. I'm going to change this back before we shut the video. That's okay. 3,000 years. Okay, so the property cost $250,000. It made $26,280 a year in rent. So the rent, a little over $2,000 a month. Taxes are here. Management. We've got maintenance. We've got vacancy reserves. So our annual expenses on this property are almost $7,000 a year. Okay, so if we paid cash for the property, okay, then our cap rate would be 7.73. And the way you get that is you take your gross rent minus your expenses, and you get your net operating income. Net operating income divided by the purchase price, that gives me my percentage of return. So now I got a return of 7.73%. What happens when we go to do the mortgage on it? Well, the mortgage on it, I put a 30-year note at 5 years, we put 20% down. So now I get my net operating income that we come up with up here, and our debt services is $12,884. So my cash flow is $6,500. This deal on its own would generate me 12.17%. If I was looking purely as an investment, just for cash flow, this is a good deal. I'm looking over 12%. If you know anything about the rule of 72, 12% interest rate, your money's doubling every 6 years. This is a good deal. But this particular client wasn't looking for that. So what I want to change is I want to change this. Instead of a 30-year note, we're putting a 15-year note on it. You know, Shane, that takes all of my cash on cash return. I'm down to less than 1%. That's not what we're buying this house for. The cash flow is not necessarily what we're buying the house for. I'm not looking for cash coming out because basically now it says $353 a year is what I'm going to make. So the property is just going to pay for itself. What we're looking at this property for is to put someone through college. So let me kind of change this a little. I did put an appreciation rate in, 1%. 1% a year. So that means we can have a 5-year, 5% 1 year. We could go down 5%. But overall, over 17 years, we just averaged 1%. I think it'd be more than that, but you've heard me say all the time, appreciation is a bonus. Let's look at this. This is year 1 through year 15. We made $353. But what happens in year 16? The house is paid for. The tenants have paid off a $250,000? A $250,000 house, young, free, and clear. Tenants have paid it off. And so if we did that the first year the child was born, then year 16 and 17, we get to actually capitalize on the cash flow, $19,000 a year, $20,000 a year. And this is not even assuming that rents are continuing to rise. This is the same rent over 17 years. And can you imagine paying the same rent you did 17 years ago? That doesn't happen. But I want to try and do worst case scenario. So this says that you made $43,000, $44,000 basically. So now you have a choice when it comes time for college. You can make $20,000 a year off of this rental that should take care of the college. Or you can sell the house, take care of the college, and put the rest in your pocket. You put out $50,000 when you bought the place, but that was it. Now the tenants have paid off a $250,000 house. I have people right now using this. It's here year 18, year 19. Kids are going to UWF, go Argos, and the rent is basically paying everything. All the capital contributions that are required from the parents are being paid for by the rent on that particular property. That's how you use real estate to pay for college. You just have to understand that first 15 years, you're not really looking for cash flow, but you don't want to go negative. So you have to analyze the properties properly. That's a whole lot of propers. I hope that helps.
I'm a man on a mission.
My mission is to help people break through all the noise out there and
Don't need no permission.
I want to help you get to actual truth.
On a mission.
Don't you just want the truth?